All right, man. We gonna get straight into it, man. We live. We back at it again with another episode of the APFP podcast, episode 91. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system, aka the coach, and it's your boy going forward. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week after the attempted coup of the government. But can't wait to get into these topics. Besides, what's going on with the government? Oh yeah. Okay, I'm tripping. Yeah.
I mean, everybody gotta know what's going on.
I mean, at first I didn't, but then I was like, okay, I remember now because it was in my head hours ago, but then it left my mind, and then you brought it up, and then I remembered again.
Yeah, I mean, we just fucking saw like all these people walk in and like attack everybody, right? Like attacking, police and going to people, going to like senators, chambers and stuff. I just read 55 people just got arrested and they're going to be charged with like serious jail time. Like people have to understand, like doing that kind of thing is going to get you serious jail time. You will be charged with like 5+ years of prison
for taking like personal documents and things that are other people need when it has nothing to do with you and you're doing it for the sole purpose of just making a statement or whatever, which is completely fine, but there are ways and there are levels to doing that. You're not put like before, one guy on Twitch literally showed he had papers of like Nancy Pelosi's personal letters to send out to people. Literally showed them on Twitch. And
I mean, that's the type of thing right there that people that they go and show on Twitter and Facebook and whatever the stuff they stole. Like something's not going to happen to them. No, something will happen to you. The FBI will come after all of you. The FBI is going to make sure to come after every single one of you and put you guys in prison. I just hope it has no parole, but that may actually happen. But that for me, I just wish they had no parole so that these people can truly get the just desserts they need. I'm completely against giving them parole. When they did this to government, not only did they do this to government, they listened to a madman who told them lies. The election is rigged. The votes are rigged. No, you lost. You're just a loser. And these people are losers and gullible as well.
I will say this. That guy that was on Twitch that was flaunting that letters and flexing it like a rollie. The fact that he is doing all that and somehow he hasn't got caught yet just blows my mind.
I believe I just saw on Twitter that he has been arrested.
Oh, he got arrested.
Yeah, it was on Twitter. The guy's name. I because I'm subscribed to a lot, or I follow a lot of news, not just news channels like CNN and all of them, but actually people, news people who report the news and or journalists. They show the video of him getting arrested, and so that's good. Hopefully, he takes that. But this is just what happens when people like Trump, like Ted Cruz, like Josh Hawley decide to try and do things in the name of their political ambition. Donald Trump really believes that he can find a way to not let Joe Biden be the president, even though it will happen. And Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz thought that they would be able to channel the crazy Trump crowd, the people that love Trump, as crazy as they do, and make them become somehow a viable voter base for them in the future. Well, they're not.
My thing is, if you, I don't condone anybody doing that, but if you were to flaunt and flex that stuff you got from the office and whatever, at least do it somewhere where you can't get like tracked. Like do it away from where you at. Because you're doing it in your crib, it's over with. You do it like near your crib, it's over with. I mean, I don't know what that. I don't. They thinking that they're flexing that stuff like they're doing something, but they just really getting themselves in trouble. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but they believe that Donald
That
Trump.
going robbing and then breaking into the office is like some type of protest that they're like, oh, we broke into your office. Now we're just gonna take everything. They take all their valuables, and now they're listening to us. No, they don't gotta listen to you. They have all
Well,
the power in the world to take you down. As we have seen, 55 people gotten taken down. So
yeah,
where
probably more.
where did that breaking get y'all?
Yeah, probably more though. Probably more of them got arrested. Just they went out there and tried to think that they could that those guys saying the election is not the election is fraudulent, and them saying I don't accept this the giving the electors to Joe Biden would really change something. No, it wouldn't have changed anything because 95% of the other senators who have just said no, it's right, it's just and it's real and it's over. But Donald Trump and all these people got all his Trump fan base in their tussy, and then you have the Capitol Police just get like destroyed. They all got destroyed and put in, and let them walk in there and break windows and walk around Senate
Oh
floor.
yeah, they also the police did let them in. Yeah, there's a video on IG. I reposted on my story that they let them in. So they didn't just break in. The police let them break in.
Yeah, I mean they broke in some place, but there's a clear video of a police just opening the barricades and letting them walk in. Like that's true. That entire police force, Capitol Police Force, should be uh, let go and fired for that nonsense. Not just the heads of the Capitol Police, but
But the people that were there,
the whole entire people should be gone. But no, they'll probably keep their jobs. Number two, when Black Lives Matter protests were happening, they protected the whole Capitol, no issue. No issue. But with this one, somehow they didn't know that Donald Trump tweeted on his Twitter, which is now permanently banned by Twitter. You go read that up. I just read it now. By what's it called? Twitter's policy or whatever they call themselves. That he's been banned for good. Like that, Twitter safety banned.
oh, Donald Trump got banned.
Yeah, Trump got banned
Okay,
because what's it called? They banned him due to risk of further incitement of violence. You know,
I mean that's good because I know Trump is gonna say something on Twitter that we all know he might he won't regret it, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a good thing said out there for people to screenshot, which is why it's good that he got banned so that way he can keep so that way he's one person that's kept off the Twitter. I don't know how long he's gonna get banned for, but
yeah.
it's good that he's banned right now
Well,
because
they
I
say
know after what
that that account has been permanently banned. Like it won't come back.
oh I mean
Like it won't.
can't they unban the
Yeah, but
account?
it was permanently suspended. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things that go into why you probably wouldn't want to suspend Trump, but it's a hard moral issue with censorship and you know being the president. He has the football codes. There's no right or wrong in that that debate. It's just a very nuanced debate because yes, he's the president, but the guy literally just put on Twitter to go be rowdy at the Capitol, and they literally listened to him and got 5 people killed. A police officer died too. 5 people killed. You know, bunch of damage. People getting. He got like 55 people, felonies, probably 5+ years in prison because they were stupid enough to believe him. This is a horrible day for America. The first time ever Americans have actually tried to siege the Capitol. Like this is Donald Trump, man. His
I
president.
never heard. I was like, when it happened, I was like, damn, yeah, they really like that. They really just said, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna pull up at a wherever they pulled up at, and then we're just gonna go in there and just start taking shit.
Yeah.
I was
Let's
like,
not
damn.
forget, another part of the story is there's growing momentum for him to get impeached once again. Even Republicans or
Wait, he's not even gonna be president anymore.
yeah, but yeah, it's true. But now I think a lot of people are thinking about just impeaching him now, get him out now, deal with Mike Pence for 2 weeks, and move on. So it's good. Also, Lindsey Graham. I've talked to you about Lindsey Graham, Mr.
Yeah.
Grifter. He's a grifter.
Yep.
His Trump supporters were yelling traitor at Lindsey Graham. Well, I wonder why, Lindsey Graham. For 4 years, you've been Trump has been, I'm sorry, your sugar daddy. He's been your daddy, telling you what to say, making you do what he wants, you listening to him all the time. Now that Trump is no more advisable for you, and you guys lost the special elections and lost the Senate, now you're all against Trump. Now you're for the right things. No, you're a grifter, just like all these other people are grifters. Now they want to be on the right side against Donald Trump. No, you've been on Donald Trump's side. And it's funny, like Shannon said, when those people come for you. Because we always said they were going to come for you. Because eventually you were going to be against Trump somehow, some way. And now they're calling you traitor. And they're harassing you. And they're going to come to your house. And they're going to bother you. That's what's going to happen. You deserve it. Because you're on the wrong side of history. And I'm not going to give him any kind of flowers because he went on the Senate floor yesterday, 2 days ago, and was like, saying the election is fair and just and all that. No, because you're peddling that nonsense a lot before, going on Fox News and all these right-winged websites and channels, peddling Trump's nonsense that the election was rigged. So he deserves what he's getting. That's all I gotta say.
So, with that being said, we was we was what is it like? We was in a very heated and like NFL majority NFL, some NBA, well a little NBA, but majority NFL discussion about the playoffs they coming up. Playoffs are starting tomorrow, and we was going through talking about like quarterbacks most of the time, like who's that top dog of all time, who's the top dog right now. So as we know, high key, our dad is delusional. Let's not lie. He's delusional sometimes when it comes to football. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So when I say this, for some reason, the dude just hates Lamar. He just hates Lamar Jackson like he did something to him. I don't get it.
Yeah,
So
look,
my thing is, said
mhm.
what do you think about Lamar Jackson's chances against the Titans?
Yeah, look, I think he has great chances against the Titans. The Titans have a bad defense. Okay, the Houston Texans threw a bunch. I think Deshaun threw like let me look up very quickly. I think he threw like over 300 yards. But let's not forget Deshaun Watson wants to leave Houston as well. There we go. He threw for 365 yards against the Titans. I think David Johnson ran for like 100 yards himself, even
Oh
though
no, not tomorrow. I mean, you can still talk, but it's not on Sunday, but still.
yeah.
So,
So David Johnson ran for 84 yards, and they don't run the ball very well. So it's interesting he ran for 84 yards. Um, the Titans are pretty easy but hard to stop. Stop Derrick Henry or slow him down. You can beat the Titans. The Ravens are going to run all over their team. Lamar is going to be able to throw within rhythm, easy passes in the middle to the corners for completions. They got a good chance to win. Um, because Baltimore's defense is far better. Baltimore's defense has a way better chance of stopping the Titans' offense than the Titans have stopping the Ravens offense, especially now. That they get no pressure. They get their pass defense is bad. And yes, Lamar is not going to throw 40 times like Deshaun for 380 yards. But I think that he's gonna be able to throw the ball well enough. He threw the ball well against them in the first game they played, which they lost. He threw a couple touchdowns. He threw when he had to throw. They had the game in control. It's just he turned the ball over and eventually Derrick Henry wore them down. But he's got a great chance. He's got a great chance to win this game and get past this narrative and move on. Um, but it won't be easy. But I can't wait to watch.
I think my thing is I think he wants him to be more of a throwing quarterback, but at the same time we see he's had games where he's had like 18 passes for like 160 yards or like 19 for 180. When you're going on a roll, you don't need to throw the damn ball a lot. You just don't. And
Yeah,
when like that game where where was it? They won 30-3. He didn't even play like the fourth quarter because they were up by so many. Because J.K. Dobbins got that last touchdown and put them up 30-3. So there will be. I think Lamar will throw the ball when he needs to throw the ball. That's what I gotta say.
yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
but the fact that what's crazy to me is the fact that he's saying Terry Bradshaw is like a top level. I mean, Terry Bradshaw has like basically a 1-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, 212 touchdowns, 210 interceptions, and his worst season is his first season where he had 6 touchdowns and 24 interceptions, which means that he threw 4 interceptions for every touchdown. One touchdown, he threw 4 interceptions. That's terrible. How do you and the fact that he's a Hall of Famer though, I'm like, I guess, but it's like, come on, man. You threw like more interceptions than touchdowns. And and Terrell Owens isn't even in the Hall of Fame. I don't even think Randy Moss is in the Hall of Fame either.
They are now. It's been a
Oh,
couple years.
okay. But I mean that's what I mean. I don't like that. I don't like that comparison. Dan Marino, he didn't win one, but he had a better career. But the next let me see, where's the next game?
Hmm. Yeah, look, the
Oh yeah,
Lamar. My question
Tom
is
Brady.
always,
Tom Brady easily gonna beat Washington. We don't gotta say nothing about that.
I mean, yeah, their offense is just so bad. I mean, they can't to beat Tom Brady. You have to score at least 24 points, and they can't score 24 points. Uh,
The Colts and Bills. Could this be Philip Rivers' last game, or could this be
yeah.
could Josh Allen's steps rise to his next round?
Well, it also could be Josh Allen becoming the next Lamar Jackson. No, nobody ever talks about Josh Allen. He did lose a playoff game last his
Oh yeah,
second year.
nobody. Yeah, I've heard nobody talk about him losing. All we hear is talk about is Lamar losing this, Lamar losing that. Well, Josh Allen lost as well. Nobody says anything about that one.
And also, my question is always with Lamar. The first game against the Chargers. Did you really think he would win? Did people really? I think most people picked them to lose anyways. Did they really think that he would win? They didn't really run the ball. So, but people hold that over him. Oh, he's 0-2. I'm like, dude, really? The first game he wasn't going to win that game because Chargers have will face him a second time, and he's only been there for 8 games, and they're running a new offense they just installed. So I really don't ever blame him for that one. I do blame him for the second one, but I also blame the coaching staff. But back to Josh Allen for his own two. Back to Josh Allen. Josh Allen has a great chance to win this game. Um, Philip Rivers is very good at the start of the game. When we get to the second half, he can't make adjustments and they lose. I've seen it a lot of times before. It happened against the Steelers a week ago, where they were up by 21 points, and then whoop de doo, the second half he scores only one touchdown and they lose the game. Or no, they score like a field goal and they lose the game. But yeah, Josh Allen better win this game before he's next. I hope he's next. I hope when if he loses, people come after him saying, "Why aren't you winning? Why aren't
I mean,
you?"
I will say that he's only gonna get this work if he has a terrible game.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's true. If maybe he has a great game and loses, I guess people give him the benefit of the doubt. Which is,
I'm gonna need after that game. I'm gonna need to see the one. Let's say if he wins, I'll check and see his the game he lost versus the game he is versus if he wins this one against the Colts and see what happens because look, I don't even know if Lamar had a good or bad game that he lost in the playoffs. I don't even know if he he didn't. I think he lost all three of them.
He did not play particularly well in either game. He didn't play particularly in both games. He turned the ball over like 6 times in both games. So I will say he did not play particularly well in both. But I take more solace, or I take more issue with his play in the second game rather than the first game, because he was a rookie who only played 8 games. I don't know what most people expected. And we knew he wasn't going to be that good at the start throwing the ball or anything, which was such a surprise. He really didn't run the ball. But, they faced a team that played them before. If they faced any other team that didn't play them before, they probably have a better chance of winning, just because they would have never seen the pistol read option offense they run. But with the Titans in 2019, yeah, he didn't play well. Even though he had like 500 yards, but no.
Who did?
Lamar had 385 passing yards and 150 plus rushing yards.
Oh, I'm about to say, damn, he threw the ball 500 yards. Shit.
But 80% of those yards were when he was down by double digits. And even though but back to what you were saying.
So where's the next? Oh, the next one is is Baker Mayfield gonna get past Ben, or is Big Ben actually gonna throw the ball deep and actually crush Baker's dreams of getting to the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, they're gonna beat Baker. And also, I'm waiting for Baker can't win a big game either, but people give him a pass because of the coach or whatever.
Don't even get me started on him. Nobody ever gets on his ass about losing the big one.
People get on him, but I'm just wondering if they lose, are they going to come after him, or are they going to give him pass catch no coach? That's my question, right? That's what the media does. They pick and choose who they hate. They don't like Baker, but I won't be surprised if they don't blame Baker. Now, if he plays horrible, they'll come after him. So it depends. But for me, Big Ben's gonna beat them by 10 points or more. I'm telling you, he's not gonna throw deep. He just doesn't.
He's not even his percentage for this season is 30%. It's terrible. And he's only attempted 53 20 plus 20 yards and over passes.
I just wonder, where does that rank him? Did you ever look?
I didn't look, but I had the
five, because he never throws the ball deep ever. He always throws it underneath or to the sticks. So that's what I said when I hear Lamar doesn't throw the ball deep. Yeah, he will, because they have plays literally designed off play action for him to throw it deep. Now, if the guy is not having a step, he's not going to throw the ball. Big Ben just goes in shotgun, takes 3 steps and throws it 5 yards, and that's all he does. He throws the ball 60 times, and you're 50 of the passes are short passes. I mean, the most I've seen the ball air out was Mason Rudolph just throwing go balls to Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson. That's what you need. You need chunk plays to make the defense stop sitting on the sticks and on your 5 yard routes, your digs and your flats and your shallow crosses. Because if you don't threaten the defense, with 20-yard passes, develop routes, post corners, post comebacks, then it's gonna be hard for you to move the ball. As we saw for about 3 games in a row where they lost, they couldn't move the ball because teams would just sit there and on the sticks, the first yard line. I'm sorry, on the first down marker, that and just wait for him to throw underneath because that's what he did. Because that's the offense, a quick passing offense that doesn't threaten you downfield. So, but if against, I mean, it won't matter with Cleveland. Their Cleveland's pass off defense is absolutely horrendous. So, you know, the bad thing with the Steelers is they can't run the ball. If they could ever run the ball, then that would be awesome. But they can't run the ball, so we'll see. But yeah, Big Ben should win.
I, I think there was no rating, but
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, that's
there was no rankings, but that shit kind of hard to find.
yeah. I've seen people talk about like I think he has like the lowest percentage of 20-yard passes in the NFL because he doesn't throw deep.
Yeah, he has a low. Right. He has low. It's 30%. That's disappointing. He doesn't like to throw the ball, and hey, I mean that's cool. He still won like what 12, 13 games not doing that. I mean it's not bad, but there will be a point in time where you have to throw that ball deep or you will lose. As every quarterback does, they have to throw deep towards the end of the game. Now,
Oh,
beginning of the game, middle of the game, understandable, but when it gets crunch time to make a comeback, you're gonna be out here attempting 60 passes like for the whole entire game, like Tua did that one game where he attempted like 58 passes and they still lost
yeah,
because what happened? He needed to throw the ball. If he didn't throw the ball, they're not. Well, Miami didn't have a good running game, so
yeah.
he had to throw the ball.
It was against I know it was Buffalo where he had to throw it deep, and because he doesn't throw it deep, they had a hard time connecting. And they'll beat Cleveland. Cleveland is just not gonna be. It's not gonna beat them. The defense of Pittsburgh is gonna be enough. They don't have their coach. They don't have one of their big time uh, offensive guard. I think it's their guard on the offensive line who's gone. So Baker's gonna have a less than stellar offensive line, and the running game won't be as good probably. So I think it's gonna be a pretty easy win. But hopefully for Baker's sake, if he does lose, he plays well so people can get off their back. You
Man,
know.
the odds of Baker playing good, I don't know. I doubt that because there will be times where he will just fall off out of nowhere, and and just let the game overwhelm him and not overwhelm the game himself, as we have seen time and time again. But I hope he plays good because if he don't, you ain't gonna hear that. You ain't gonna hear the end of it. He will not.
Mm,
And the Saints are easily going to destroy the Bears. I have no
yeah,
faith in Mitch Trubisky carrying them against Drew Brees out of all people. Drew fucking Brees out of all. No, you're not beat. He's not beating him. That's definitely not happening.
yeah, they're gonna win by 10 plus points. If I was betting, I'll take that number. They're gonna win by a lot of points, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. But you know, clearly the Chicago Bears got in there because somebody lost, because Arizona lost, so they're gonna have trouble. The only way Chicago can really have a chance at winning is they're gonna have to score touchdowns when they do get inside the red zone. You can't go for field goals. Field goals won't help you against this team, especially if your defense is not on point, which is another thing. Chicago defense is going to have to be on point this week, tomorrow on Sunday because they play on Sunday. They're going to be on point. They're going to have to get pressure on Drew Brees. They're going to have to force him to throw the ball, check it down, and then tackle Alvin Kamara, who's most likely going to be his check down receiver. So, and somehow, make it hard for Michael Thomas to catch the ball, but he's so good at those, slants and, routes that are very, very I would say in a small amount of space. He doesn't run like deep routes or anything. He runs basically slants, deep slants, flats, shallow crosses. But um, I expect it to be a blowout. Uh, I think they're going to score 21 points, no issue. And the Bears, those.
I think the Bears are going to score under 10. I mean, they're going to get 10, under 10.
I think they can get 20. I just think the Saints are going to score 30 points. I mean, they average 30 per game, and we just saw like the same Bears team let Aaron Rodgers go for 46 points. So I won't be surprised if Drew Brees and these guys don't go for at least 35 and beat them by 10.
So let's see. So I think you've heard that before. Let's talk about what happened during the games around the week for the NBA. With starting off with like Bradley Beal was 62. He saw 61.
They scored 60. He
Oh,
couldn't. They put him on the bench, and then he never got his rhythm back. He basically scored no points the rest of the game. He was in the prime spot for like a 70-point game, 80-point game.
and the funny thing about that game is that he got mad at the Sixers for what is it? Not let him break the record.
Well, are they supposed to let you break the record? I mean, why would they let you break the record? I don't know what. I don't even get that. That whole thing that players have. Like, I'm supposed to let you. Why? Because you got here? No. They're going to stop you. They didn't want you to score no more points. You just should have told your coach, I'm in the zone. Just keep me in for this fourth. Keep me in and don't send me to the bench. But he did. And then he came back and they didn't let him do what he did. Even though he had some good shots, he wasn't making them. So I don't know what he means by didn't let me. So they're supposed to just let you score. Is that what you want? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Golly.
I mean, he over here worrying about the 62-point game by Gilbert Arenas when you should be worrying about winning.
Yeah, you should be worried about winning games. I thought you said that you were about winning. Oh, why? Because it's one time. Oh, man, let me get the 62. Hell no, we ain't letting you get 62. Number one, they should have not even let you get that many points, but they did. And then eventually they woke up and were like, we're not going to let this guy do it because if we don't stop him, we are going to lose this game. That's what it was looking like, basically. I was like, there's no way he's winning this game. Oh, wait, he really could win this game. Yeah, and they stopped you. So, I was impressed, though. It was a good score.
That's bro. The Suns are number one in the conference right now. What's
The Suns
going on here?
really, man. They really are. If you really think about it, their defense is really good. Their offense is very efficient. Chris Paul has brought a level of efficiency in defense with Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges. I mean, that team's stacked. That team looks like a conference final team. They're the best team in the NBA right now. No questions asked. You've seen.
Could they make the playoffs this year?
I mean, they'll make the playoffs. That's no question. Obviously, now it's can they make the conference finals? Can they knock off one of the Lakers teams? Because they're going to face one of them at some point. Unless
Because I see the Jazz, Pelicans, Mavericks, Blazers, Spurs, Warriors, and Kings are all 4-4. So
the Jazz are bad. Their defense is horrendous. Donovan Mitchell can't score the ball at all. He can score, but he's not scoring very efficiently. I think the Jazz are are not as good as people think. The Kings are not very
I mean,
good.
I'll say they're not as good at any right now.
Well, you know, I would say we're getting to that double-digit point of games played, and it's where I will start thinking about, this is what these teams are. I just watched the Utah Jazz give up an 18-point lead to the New York Knicks and lose, and then the day before they got blown out by a KD-less team.
Oh yeah, Kyrie,
Kyrie was
and Kyrie beat the Utah Jazz, and Donovan Mitchell had a terrible turnover that game. It was like he was just starting out trying to play basketball, like he forgot what to do. It
yeah
was just, after when that happened, it was just looking all the way sad for them. They was
yes
going out sad. I was like, how you lose the ball? It's like you just forgot how to dribble. You
yeah.
you
So
have I was like, your brain short circuited. You just forgot how to dribble or something. Just lost the ball like that. That's I don't think they're. I don't think the way they're going. I don't think they're making the playoffs again.
who's that?
The Jazz, the way they're going.
Oh yeah, they're 4-4 now. Yeah, they're 4-2. They've lost two straight games though. They're gonna have a hard time. Yeah, I don't know. Who are they playing? They're playing the Pistons, Cavaliers. They should win. They are playing the Bucks today, so they'll lose that game. They'll beat the Pistons, the Cavaliers, the Wizards. I think they can go on a 4-game winning streak, but they're not as good. Their defense is just not very good. Um, Bogdanovich is not been as great or efficient from shooting from the field as he used to be, and that could be a bunch of different reasons why that may be the case. But um, when I watch their team, it's just like if Donovan Mitchell isn't efficiently scoring the ball, it's just going to be tough. Like they're like the Warriors, but they have a worse star. Yesterday, right, I watched the Warriors play the Clippers. To me, that was the best game all year, better than the wins, because they kept the game close and they actually had the lead for a little bit in the fourth quarter. They played good defense on the Clippers. Kawhi didn't play as he usually does. Either Paul George, Steph was pretty much locked up, but he made the right basketball play. And for the first time, I thought all year that the rest of the team shot the ball pretty well. And I thought if this team plays all year like this, they're going to be a top 5, top 6 seed, maybe even fourth, because it's been so weird. Like the Nuggets, they lost. They lost, right? They lost last night. They've been kind of hit or miss.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the Nuggets are like 3-5 right now.
yeah, the Blazers, they're here and there. Spurs, they did beat the Lakers and the Clippers. Only team in the NBA do that.
Yeah, they
So
they they beat my team by like 10, double
yeah,
digits.
but I mean they're still down 2-1. But gotta give them props. Big win. Um, they beat the Clippers. The Grizzlies are the worst the team I feel so bad for. They lost John Morant. They're pretty much treading water. They'll just keep losing games. The Timberwolves have lost 6 games in a row. No Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, they'll have a hard time scoring. But Anthony Edwards looks pretty good though. He scored 26 points last night.
Oh yeah, he most definitely looking good right now.
Yeah,
Um, Luka, he's showing up now. He's showing up now. I've seen like the last like couple of his games. He's dropping like double digit rebounds and 30 points and like almost 10 assists.
yeah, he
So
did. He dropped some big numbers last night. Him and Joker. Him and Joker
oh yeah,
dropping some big kind
the
of
bat,
numbers.
it was a battle of the Europeans. They were both going crazy.
I swear, Jokic is got the most nonchalant shot, buzzer beater looking shots ever. Like 0.7 seconds, he gets the ball, he just does that one step, one legged shot, nothing but net, and it's so easy. Like that guy is really clutch. Really, really clutch.
Who's
Uh,
behind Jokic as the best center in the league?
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, yeah.
Joel Embiid is the best anymore. He's the second best. He, last night you see what he did against like Brooklyn, pretty bad. Wasn't as aggressive as he needs to be. Didn't take the matchups and force him into foul trouble. He, a lot of fadeaways and looking for fouls and shooting threes. Ben Simmons didn't show up either. The best player on the
I mean,
team.
Ben Simmons just does a minimalistic game. He doesn't really like do anything that makes you say, like, oh, Ben Simmons has like 27 points and like 10 assists. No, he has a very minimalistic game.
He gets you 18 and 10. He just had a bad game. If he can't get anything around the basket, he's pretty much, useless on the offensively. Shake Milton was good. Tobias Harris was good. That was pretty much it. The rest of the team was pretty. And Tyrese Maxey was pretty good off the bench for them too. Hopefully he gets some more minutes. So they're gonna have they had no bad game, but we're not gonna overreact. They were 7-1. They're 7-2. There's something to say about that. But like Charles Barkley said last night, we need to see in the playoffs. Look, they have a great record. Like the Bucks have had a great record last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And, huh?
I mean, yeah, you have a great record, but can you prove that great record in the playoffs?
Yeah,
the Lakers did it. They had the best record, and they proved that they were the best team in the playoffs.
Yeah, Paul George. Look, I don't question give him the contract. I don't question his efficiency in terms of shooting, his defense, the way he's been playing this year. But he knows he's a Lamar Jackson of the NBA. He has to show it in the playoffs. You're great during the regular season, but what are these Paul George apologists going to say if he comes up short in the playoffs? What? I mean, at some point you have to show up in the playoffs. That's how you become LeBron, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. You have to show up in the playoffs.
I'm like Kobe.
Yes, people are going to continue to downplay Paul George because they have the ultimate thing over him. In the playoffs, you have not shown up recently. People do. I always do think people kind of forget this guy did take the Indiana Pacers in the East to 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
Back to back against LeBron at one of his best years.
I think they took him to Game 7 one year where LeBron was at the peak of his abilities. So this guy has shown me that he can do it, but the last couple years he has not done it.
But I will say this: his last season at OKC, he did have an MVP year. He had 28 points that year.
He did.
In the playoffs, where did that where did MVP go? He was not there.
He lost 2 times in the first round. He should have beaten Portland. They should have beaten Utah. The Utah one was much worse. I mean, he scored 6 points in the final game or 2 points, and they lost. While Russ Westbrook went bonkers. So, for the Clippers, the regular season is just where they need to play a lot of minutes together, play a lot of chemistry. Kawhi has said, "I'm going to play back-to-backs now." Which I love that he said that because they need to play more with each other. They did not do it last year. I think it's important to him now. The Suns are the best team in the NBA, no far doubt. The Lakers are here and there. They're still a top 5 team, but they've kind of been hit or miss. The rest of the West is pretty much equal. Yeah. I mean, there's 3 really good teams and 7 teams who are all the same. It's really incredible when you think about it. Like the Jazz, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Trailblazers, the Spurs, Warriors, Kings, Nuggets. There's eight teams I just counted that are, to me, are generally.
He had 5 points and he shot 2 for 16 from the field.
Yeah, so
and he played 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was the That was the closeout game too in Game
That
5.
was
Yeah, that was a closeout game. It should be.
that was game 6.
Yeah, that was a closeout game. That the one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. A top 15 player basically beat up. He did a LeBron James. Remember LeBron in the finals against Mavericks never he scored like 18 points per game.
And he
Like
averaged
that was
18.
an operation for the GOAT. You know, that made no sense too. But
Which Skip still holds on his head till this day. But
yeah, because that's all Skip got on him. That's all Skip got. But everybody knows LeBron the GOAT. He's better than Jordan. He's just better than Jordan. And there's nothing to it. You know, he's faster, he's stronger, he's bigger. Like, okay, he doesn't shoot the fadeaway, but he shoots the three better. Statistically, it's just the truth. You know, he can get inside easier because he's bigger. I mean, yeah, we don't want to rehash a dead argument, but
no,
yeah,
that's why I don't even get into it like that because I already know who's the GOAT. You think you know who's the GOAT, but what
yeah,
else is there to say?
yeah. But the West is pretty much the Suns, Clippers, and Lakers are on a different level. Then you have 8 to 9 teams who are basically the same team.
You got like it's like seeds 4 through 10. So like Jazz, Pelicans, Mavericks, Blazers, Spurs, Warriors, Kings. That's seven teams.
I say the Nuggets. Yeah. The Nuggets and the Rockets. Look, the Thunder are a good story. Let's see them in 25 games if they're still, you know, fighting for the 10th spot. Who knows? But yeah, there's like 8 or 9 teams pretty much the same, which is very interesting. I do think this is one of the best years Chris Paul has to win a championship or at least get to the finals with the way this team is playing right now. So I'm very happy for him. Um,
If the Phoenix Suns fucking get to the finals, I don't know what to do with myself.
yeah, well, they sure look like they have a good shot of doing it this year. Everybody else at this point right now it doesn't look great, but it's early. The Pelicans, Zion's looking pretty good, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's not going to be easy to make the finals in the West. It's not going to be easy to win the playoff series, just because of how congested it is. The Eastern Conference is a far more easier conference for me. The surprise though is the Pacers.
It is an easier one.
Yeah, the surprise one for me is the Pacers and the Knicks, who are both pretty good right now, and the Magic. Unfortunately, Marco Fultz has a torn ACL, which is really unfortunate. Luckily, he did get paid. But let's talk about the worst story in the NBA: the Toronto Raptors, who are losers of three straight. They're 1-6. They're basically tied with the Pistons. They're under the Wizards. What has gone wrong with the Toronto Raptors? What do you think has gone wrong with Toronto Raptors?
Serge Ibaka is gone immediately. That's
Yeah,
off the bat. Pascal Siakam has not performed how I've always been talking about and raving on about this man. How I thought last year had most improved player. He did deserve that. He did play well, and he did good in the playoffs. But right now, I'm not seeing the most improved Pascal Siakam of last year. I'm seeing somebody who who is who's not there, and Kyle Lowry, who's the leader of this team, he's not helping them out by doing what he always been doing, and is that little bulldog that that always does what he does and annoys the other team and drops buckets on you. I'm not seeing that. And then their bench is not really helping them out. I mean,
their
if
bench is
we
just
if I could look at if I let me see their next five they lost to the Suns, they lost to the Celtics, they lost to the Pelicans, they lost to the Knicks. They should have beat them. They lost to the Sixers. They lost to the Spurs. They and they lost to the Pelicans. Who who the hell did they beat?
Oh, let me just look real quick.
Oh no, they beat the Knicks. They should they beat the Knicks, which they should have done, but then they even lost every other game. They should have won against the Pelicans, but what I'm seeing, they're going up against the Warriors and Blazers. They're losing that game. They should beat the Hornets twice, and they're going to lose against the Mavericks. So,
We'll see if they
so
lose to the Warriors and Blazers. The Blazers and Warriors don't play any defense. The Warriors have shown to play some better, but I'm not going to be like, you know, crazy about it. But I do think they have about 5 winnable games right now. The Kings may not be without De'Aaron Fox, so I'm not very sure about how good they're going to be. The Warriors are still a team that I'm a little bit not as confident in yet. The Trailblazers lost to like Chicago. They play no defense. Their defense is scoring, and if they're not shooting well, then you know they can be had.
Zach Levine is dunking on everybody. They're not stopping him.
Who is?
Zach Levine. They're not stopping him.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they're not stopping Zach Levine. Zach Levine, even though actually, Kobe White's the one we should be thinking about because he's been amazing these last couple games. He's facing the Lakers today. There's also some reports that the Lakers may sit like LeBron and Anthony Davis or sit one of them. So we'll see how he is today. But that team, the Raptors, they're just not having a good year. Fairbairn Fleets, though, he looks like he should be the future. I think they should actually get rid of Kyle Lowry. If they keep losing games at this rate, they should start thinking about letting people go. That's just me.
Yeah, because they're 1-6, and their star player is not even going to be playing against the Kings today.
Yeah, personal reasons, which could be the whole capital thing. But yeah, he hasn't been as good as he should have been or should be, and it really does suck about that. But from they have their own issues, and hopefully they can change them and improve. But they disappointed me. I thought they would be a lot better than what they were.
I thought so as well. But look at where they're at, and look at where the Knicks are at. The Knicks are sub 500, or over 500. They're not. The Raptors are under 500, badly. I didn't think that the Cleveland and the Knicks would be doing this good right now. I didn't think that. I thought it would be the Raptors being good, but it turns out that was a lie.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I thought the Raptors should be a lot better. I know they weren't as good as what they showed in terms of um last year. I thought last year they really actually overachieved to win that many games they won. But there's no way they should be no 1-6, especially against now.
It's too low.
Yeah, now can we chop it up to having a tough? I mean, they had the Spurs, the Knicks, the Suns. They're really the only tough games to me are the Suns, the Celtics, and the 76ers. The other 3 games, Pelicans, Knicks, Spurs, are not uber tough teams. They're 500 teams. They're not that tough. And so I am very disappointed that they lost a lot of those games. But hopefully they get better.
It's only like what 7? It's only like 7 and 9 games right now. So
yeah, some games are going on right now. Yeah.
So we will have to see what's going on. Will they pick up the pace, or will they just or will they not, or will they just be where they're at and just be under 500 still? I think they're going. I think they're going to. They're going to pick up. I think they're going to pick up.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I think they're going to pick up the pace and look at and just look at it and says like we was close to the conference finals and we're under where the Knicks are at. We got to pick up the pace. We got to do what we do, and we got to make sure everybody's holding themselves accountable and doing what they do. So I think they're bad right now, but I think they're gonna hopefully be the top 8 in the playoffs and contending for another title.
Yeah, but man, oh man. I mean, their defense. I don't think their defense is very good this year either. They're gonna have they. There's no Lowry tonight. I think they should still win this game because Fred VanVleet is gonna have a big game today. He's been their best player all year. I mean, Pascal Siakam's had his own issues. I remember he got fouled out one game and then went to locker room and then he got suspended in the next game. They lost that game, obviously. So he just hasn't been very good. Kyle Lowry's gotten older. He hasn't shot the ball well. He scored, because he kind of has to. But their best player has been Fred VanVleet. And I do think that losing Gasol and Ibaka, even at their ages now, has been a pretty big loss. And I think they're just going through the growing pains of having a new team. Kind of like the Warriors were, they did come into with a new team, a new starting five.
But they're doing better than the Raptors.
Yeah, because, they've won some of the easier games, though. I mean, they did have, like, the Bulls and, like, the Detroit Pistons at the beginning. So there is a little bit of, easy games somewhere in between. These guys have had, like, 3 tough games and 3 winnable games, and they just couldn't win. They just couldn't beat, the Spurs or they beat the Knicks, but they can't beat the Pelicans. I think Zion had a big game against them. So I just give them all the props, and hopefully they can improve.
So I think that's that'll be it for this one. There anything else?
No, at this point, nothing at all. Not unless Donald Trump says something crazy, which you could have. Who knows?
You might use somebody else's Twitter and just start talking off their Twitter, have them get banned.
Yeah, well, I wonder. No, probably not. If he wants to talk, he can just do a press conference. But he doesn't want to do a press conference because he just wants to say things off the cuff. That's why he likes Twitter. That's why when people said you can't muzzle him, no, you can't muzzle him, but don't think that he doesn't like Twitter because Twitter allows him to say what he wants without having to worry about going through any of his people. Now he has to go through his people. So yeah, that's it pretty much. Sorry.
And so with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF podcast, episode 91. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach, signing out.
And it's your boy going for it. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, this thing right here. I think it was a nice, good podcast. If you guys really did like it, please go leave a like and subscribe. Go look in the
description with the playlist.
Description. I always forget what that's called. I don't know why. It just blanks out of my head every time I'm doing this.
What blanks out?
Well, it blanks out like, when I say everything in the description, I just forget about the description. I know what
like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you take a look at the description and it's like a whole repetition.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing ad reads for companies if you have them on your podcast, But yeah, do all that stuff, and we'll see you next time.
And with that being said, we out this thing.